do that in the end. Because also I think when we talk about mindfulness, a large part of it really is kind of bodyfulness and being present and being attuned, kind of being aware of the sensations and recognizing that I am what I am, it is what it is, I'm here, I'm okay, I am whole even as I am becoming, right?
Absolutely, yes. So I think it's important to remember okayness. Yeah, I am okay. Yeah, okayness. A lot of time we start from feeling that I am lacking something. Yeah, I lack. I lack. I don't have enough money, or I don't have good job, or I am not good enough. This feeling of insecurity, I will not be okay, because I don't have a good job, or good boyfriend or girlfriend, family, whatever, yeah. But we have it okay so far, right? Yeah, have we not? Yeah, so we have it okay. Then what makes you think that we will not be okay? Yeah? So we will be okay. So we start from this feeling of worthiness, feeling of okayness. Yeah? Yeah. So remember that, okay?
So yeah, I guess I'd also love to start with this question, although I feel like maybe the audience has benefited a little already from a practice of mindfulness, right? But why would you say it's important for even people who aren't necessarily monks to really practice mindfulness and meditation? Yeah.
Okay, this is excellent questions. So I would like to unpack it. Oftentimes when we are not being mindful and we are caught in our own thoughts or our own emotions. So when we are caught in our own thoughts and our own emotions, we can become controlled by those thoughts or overwhelmed by those thoughts. And we identify ourselves with those thoughts. We think that I am those thoughts. That's like, for example, I have this thought of I am not good enough. Yeah? I am not good enough. Yeah? I will not amount to anything. Yeah? I am failure. Yeah? If I have that thoughts, if you are not mindful that you are having that thoughts, you identify yourself with those thoughts. However, if you can become mindful, then what do you do? Then I say, aha, there is floating thought. And this cloud of floating thought says, I am not good enough. This is just a thought, right? This is not necessarily true thoughts. It is just a thought that just come to, float around in my mind. So once you become mindful and aware that it is just a thought, you are taking one step back, yeah? Rather than like completely controlled by it and caught in those thoughts, you can have a space between your own emotion or your own thoughts, so that you don't become identified, you don't become reduced to those small thoughts. You are a lot more than that. Yeah? We are not just thoughts, we are not just emotions, we are that which knows the thought. We are that which knows our emotions. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah? So let's just unpack this. When I see this, my hands, I am aware of my thought, I'm aware of my hands, right? I am aware of my hands. But is my awareness limited to hands? No, we can be aware of lots of other things, right? Yeah? So I am aware of my hands, but I am not hands. Do you understand what I'm saying? My awareness is not limited to my hands. So I can be aware of my thoughts, but I am not thoughts. Do you see what I mean? Yeah? I can be aware of my anger, I can be aware of my frustrations, but I am not frustrations. Yeah? I am much bigger than those emotions, much bigger than those thoughts. Yeah? Because I am infinite awareness, unlimited awareness. it's not defined by manifest self. I have this another dimension which is called unmanifest self, which sometimes we call it awareness, mindfulness, and that once you realize you are much bigger than our own thoughts and emotions, then there is freedom. Yeah, you don't have to limit yourself to those thoughts, limit yourself to those negative emotions.
And I feel like it's kind of bringing ourselves back to the present and the awareness of what it is that we do have, right? That practice of mindfulness and meditation. And so I guess related to that, right? So we've all done a practice right now here with you. And obviously like your books offer a lot of profound wisdom that all of these people have found helpful, obviously, and that's why they're here. However, we know that sort of putting some of these lessons into practice can be easier said than done. So maybe what advice would you give to readers on how they can really embody the lessons from your books and not just leave it, in their minds, but really live it out and apply them into their daily lives, especially when maybe things are challenging, we have a lot of distractions, there are things that are making us feel anxious. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, very good. I am standing up because I noticed that there are people behind you, and if I'm sitting here, then you will not be able to see me. Yeah, so, well, like if you have 5 seconds, 5 seconds, if you want to relax your mind, and so that you are not caught in all those difficult emotions and thoughts, then the fastest and quickest way is smile. Yeah? Can you smile? Can we smile? Yeah? Can we smile? Yeah. So this is the easiest way. Yeah. Just allow yourself to smile. 5 seconds. Yeah. Then instantly your body and your breath is all relaxed. So actually, I wonder whether we can smile this way. That is, we're going to do just quick exercise. That is, when I say 1, I go ha. 2, we go ha ha. 3, ha ha ha. 4, ha 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 ha. You see what I mean? We're going to count all the way to 10. Are you ready? Yeah? Are you ready to participate? Okay, so 1, ha. 2, ha ha. 3, ha ha ha. 4, ha 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 ha. 5, ha ha. 6, ha 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 ha. 7, ha ha ha. Okay, 8. Okay. 9. Okay, 10. Okay. All right. You see, this is contagious, right? Yeah. As we, laugh and smile, are we relaxed? Yes. We become more receptive. Our mind is not closed. Yeah. We are more willing to embrace, willing to accept. Yeah. And we feel connected to other people. So if you have 5 seconds, what do? Smile. Yeah. If you have a 1 minute, we'll take a deep breath. Yeah, we're gonna do deep breath exercise. As we're breathing in and breathing out, and truly feel the air. As the air coming in and out, it touches different part of your body. Yeah, inside, and it leaves some kind of like a relaxed feeling. Yeah, and then just feel those relaxed feeling, because when we are caught in our thoughts, it's very difficult to bring our mind to present moment. And the best way to come to our present moment is what? Yeah, sensing what is already there in our body. So as we are breathing in and out, we sense our natural relaxed feeling. So let's just take a 3 deep breaths. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Ah, okay. Very nice, huh? Yeah. And if you have 30 minutes, take a walk. Yeah. What do? Take a walk, and especially if there is a nice natural, like a park where you can see, trees and hear birds. But I also noticed that when it's too hot, take a walk in shopping mall. Yeah, if it's too hot, or bookstore. Yeah, bookstore, right? Yes. So by taking a walk, what do? We begin to see other things. Oh, interesting. Oh, different shops, different people, and then what do? Instead of constantly thinking about negative thoughts, you begin to shift your attentions away from your thoughts to the beautiful trees. You listen to the sound of birds, flowers. You see what I mean? Yeah, smell of the air. Yeah. So this can also relax, and we become a little more mindful. Yeah. So and then another practice that I highly recommend is right before you go to sleep or when you wake up in the morning, find 3 to 5 things to be grateful for. Yeah. This is really powerful practice. So as we, the way I do it is, I used to just write it, but then when I sleep, because I sleep alone, I just say it loud, to the universe. I am so grateful that I get to come to Manila. I am so grateful that I get to taste bibingka. Yeah, like I say it out loud to the universe. Yeah, I'm so grateful to be able to do my work. Yeah, very meaningful work. So as you say those words, you feel connected to the universe. You feel connected to your own purpose, life missions, and you become happier. Right? So I want you to, just do this kind of gentle, easy to do practice. So number 1 is what? Smile. Number 2 is what? Take a deep breath. Number 3 is what? Take a walk. Number 4 is what? Gratitude. Okay? Yes.
So I don't know now if we should just stand the whole time. So I love how Haemin's sharings have really been so practical. He's given us very actionable practices that we can take and not just theorize mindfulness. So I'm really appreciating that. So maybe now to just get into the books, right?
Yes.
So you've written 3 books, and we have like Love for Imperfect Things, When Things Don't Go Your Way, and when things don't go your way, and the things you can see only when you slow down.
Yeah, they all have things in the title. So I said 3 things.
Right. Yeah. So maybe for some of the folks who haven't really consumed all of the books yet, maybe they're wondering, is there an overarching message or theme of the book, of the books, and is there also maybe a prescribed order that you would say?
Well, the thing is, each book I talk about many different issues. So I start writing each chapter whenever I had some emotional pain, emotional sufferings, when I got rejected, when I didn't get a job, when I finished my PhD, I was hoping that I would get to become college professor, and I got rejected. And yeah, what do I do when you feel rejected? Especially, when you go out on a date and you get rejected by, somebody you love, yeah? What do you do? Yeah, or like I have chapters about so many chapters. Like when I didn't get along with my roommate. Yeah, I was living with my roommate, and it was very challenging, very difficult, and I felt so much pain and suffering because we didn't get along, and our lifestyle didn't quite match. So what do we do, in that circumstance? Or, like a lot of people reading my book feel comforted, especially, yesterday I gave a talk at UP, and one of the women, she came up to me and she said that she is just about to have a chemotherapy, and then my book really helped her. so much, yeah, to calm herself down, yeah, make me feel very peaceful. I don't think there's any order to read, yeah. So whichever, the title of the book or the maybe the design of the book, whichever you like, you can pick it up and start reading it. But for me, I like the latest baby, the last one that I gave birth to, so to speak. Yeah, so when things don't go your way, that was something that I have written recently, yeah, and I really like the book.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess for that one, it's really how we deal with the unexpected challenges that come our way. Maybe personally, if I would offer like one word to share an overarching theme for the books, I think for me it's really presence. And really bringing us back to the here and now. Obviously, it's what every statement I feel offers, right? And personally, I think you can just open any page of any book and just maybe that's what the universe is telling you for that day. I think it'd be perfectly fine for that as well. Before I move on to audience questions, I have this one last question. So obviously we're in a room full of readers and bookworms, and I know that you are an avid reader of books yourself. So in what ways can a habit of reading actually contribute to mindfulness as well? And do you see reading as a practice that aligns with a mindful life?
I think our experience as a human being, it can be quite limited. We don't get to live different culture, different time zone, different years. We cannot have all those different experiences, but through books, we understand, we get to live different life vicariously, right? We understand, what it's like to be a Buddhist monk in Korea. Or what it's like to be a historic figure, biography, or something that you never thought about before. It broadens our mind. Yeah. So I think that we become happier when our mind expands. Yeah. And we become unhappy when our mind become contracted. Yeah. When our mind become contracted, we feel a lot of fear. So a lot of our decisions are made from fear, and we think about our own survival, and we feel a lot of disconnections. Yeah, when we are contracted, but when we are expanding, what do? You care less about yourself. You care about well-being of other people. You feel like you're connected to other people. You're connected to nature. Yeah, you're connected with your parents and people around you, and you become curious. You become curious about other people's life. You have become interested in other things that you had never interested before, and thereby you can become what? Growing. You become bigger. Yeah. As you are becoming bigger and bigger, and that's where growth happens. And as we are growing, that's where happiness lies.
Yeah, so I think kind of going back to being able to step back and see ourselves as like a small speck, but also finding ways to connect with the stories of other people whose perspectives or experiences might be different from our own, but still we're able to find something that resonates with us. Thank you so much for that. So now we'll actually move to audience questions. And we did have a few questions that we saw from the audience, from the sign-ups, right?
But I was wondering whether you guys can actually ask that question directly, so that I can actually see the face of you and maybe we can communicate better. Would that be okay? Yeah. So whoever has a burning questions, like something not so much about me per se, but their own daily problems or challenges that you are facing. So other people who might be facing similar challenges, they can also receive some benefit. You see what I mean? Yeah. So 1, 2, 3, raise your hand. Okay, so there you go. Okay, the microphone is. So, hi, what's your name? My name is Michelle, and we go, hi, Michelle. Okay. Okay. What's your name?
Hi, my name is Asha.
1, 2, 3. Hi, Asha. Okay.
Thank you so much for being here in Manila regarding class.
Thank you.
This is the first book that I read, and
Yes.
it was very beautiful.
Okay.
But this is what I love the most when you said, when we love someone, the greatest gift we can give is to be fully present for them. So what do you mean by that in terms of action and perspective? And
Okay.
how you were able to implement that yourself?
Okay. You know, one of the most valuable, commodity right now is what? Attention, right? Yeah, and but when we receive people's attentions and through authentic presence, yeah, then we feel like what? Oh, I matter. I am important. Like imagine that you are, high school or maybe elementary school, boy or girl, and you came home and you start talking to your mother, Mom, in school we had such and such a thing. I played with this, person and I fell, but it was okay. My teacher told me this, and my mom actually paid attention to me and listened, all my story. Then what happened to me as a little boy or girl? I feel what I'm doing matters. It has a meaning. But what if your mom doesn't pay attention to you at all? You've been talking about, oh, this is what happened at my school, and your mom, didn't pay attention, didn't listen to you, and there was no reactions. And then what do you feel? We feel, I don't matter. I am nothing. I am not important. Yeah? But I think we are probably doing the same thing to our loved one, maybe, at home, to our husband or a wife and kids or parents. We think that we already know, and we think that I already know, who my husband or my wife is. There isn't anything new to know about this person. So rather than listening to the end, and I go what? Okay. I know. Rather than listening to the end, we assume that I already know what you're about to say, and thereby not listening, not giving the gift of presence. You see what I mean? So giving the presence means putting away your mobile phone. Yeah? How many times you have coffee with you or tea, and then your friends, all of a sudden, there was a phone call, and in the middle of conversation we are having, she or he picked up the phone call and said, I'm sorry, and it goes away somewhere. How do you feel? Do you feel respected and loved? No, yeah. Like, so, if the person said, oh, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna turn it down, and let me just concentrate on you, and when that happens, then what? We feel matter. We feel like we are cared. So one of the best gifts we can give is paying attention to the other person and actually listen and giving this gift of presence.
Thank you so much for sharing.
Okay, thank you. Okay, another question? 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Give a mic. Raise your hands if you want the mic to come. What's your name?
I'm Denise.
1, 2, 3.
Hi, Denise.
Yes.
Reading your books, you are able to incorporate all of your experiences and things that you have encountered in your life. And given that everyone here also has their own experience, what advice could you give? What led you to also write your experiences into things that we could learn from? And what advice would you give to other people here also that probably would also like to explore turning their experiences into something creative for other people as well?
Okay, well, my writing usually comes out of my personal emotional suffering. Yeah, I think we all suffer to a certain degree. Do you all suffer? Yes. Yeah. Do you have any life disappointment? Of course we all have, right? And whenever we feel that emotions, rather than I blame myself or completely, being caught in those emotions, I try to investigate, try to become mindful. Why am I feeling this way? What's the cause of those, thoughts? What's the cause of those emotions? Oftentimes, it comes from maybe the lack of understanding. Yeah, I don't understand why that person made such and such a comment. But if I truly become understand where this person was, coming from, how this person was raised at home, what kind of value they had, or what kind of circumstance this person is experiencing right now, and which gave rise to this very painful, hurtful comment. Yeah. Then all of a sudden, what? I can actually accept those kind of comments. Like good example will be, I don't know about you, like, the Korean people are like always, we have what we call 빨리 culture. Do you know what it means? Is rush. Yeah, we have to get it done very quickly. Yeah, and my father was like that. My father was always, you have to get it done quickly. Yeah. So ever since I was young, I feel, a lot of pressure. I have to do things very quickly. Yeah. And so that also translates into eating food quickly. Yeah. And I saw my father eating, his food very quickly, and I criticized him. Why do you have to eat so quickly all the time? And then he explained to me that when he was, 5 or 6 years old, that was immediately after the Korean War, and they had only like a 6 or 7 sweet potato, and the whole family, if he wanted to eat one more sweet potato, he has to eat very quickly. So it was a matter of survival for him. Yeah? So once I understood that, and whenever I see my father trying to do things very quickly, I also see 5 years old my father, who's just trying his best to survive. And then there is a feeling of, I melt, my heart is melting, and I understand, and therefore, rather than criticizing him, I stop criticizing him, I accept, his behavior. When I accept it, then there is no more, conflict, right? So I would invite that if you have any kind of emotional suffering, use that as an opportunity to be creative. It can be art, it can be songwriting, it can be, essay, whatever you write. Right? So use that opportunity. Or if you have a career and you just got fired, or your boss, made very, nasty comments about your ability, then use that opportunity to what? Yeah, become better. Yeah, this is, rather than feeling like a victim, you say, I'm going to rise above. Yeah, this is a good opportunity. Turn around, I will become better. Yeah? So, we have all choice. We get to choose how we respond.
Thank you. Really appreciate that. I think we have space for...
Yes. Okay, what's your name? Yeah.
Hello, good afternoon. I'm Now.
1, 2, 3.
Hi.
Lao?
N-A-O, it's Now.
Lao, okay.
No. So good afternoon, Haemin. So I actually write blogs on my page. It's called Living in the Now. And actually, one of my reader I met here today because of your book signing event.
Okay.
And my question for you is, how do you stay authentic? Because you're sharing your stories to people, right? And what kinds of routine do you practice to ground yourselves from, the popularity or the world outside of all the consumerism, etc.? So I think that's my question. Thank you.
Okay. I think, trying to be authentic, authentic presence. In order to do that, I think we have to be willing to become vulnerable. Yeah, willing to become vulnerable. That is, I know that me being me, who I am, may not met with all this. Sometimes it will met with criticisms, right? Yeah. Some people will like you, and some people will not like you. But the truth of the matter is, we cannot please everyone, right? Yeah. So we can only there's only me that I can do. So rather than feeling you are diminished because you feel fear of being judged, yeah. If you can choose to become vulnerable and stand in the truth of who you are, and then live your life, from that place, then no matter what other people say, they may criticize you, but you feel authentic and you feel much, much happier. Yeah? Yeah. So, and then you realize that there isn't anything wrong with you. And that is what? That big guy's opinion. You see what I mean? Yeah, that big guy's opinion. Yeah, he just have his own opinions, and like the way I have. Yeah, you can have your own opinions, right? And I can live my life like the way I want it. So I think I think it's also true with our friends. When we are meeting our friends, can you be vulnerable? Can you really share how you truly feel? Rather than talking about celebrity, politics, Donald Trump, like why don't you? Can we talk about what's really happening in your life? Like I am so scared that I might get fired, at work. I don't know what to do. Can you talk about this with your friends? I'm so scared. I think my husband is cheating on me. I'm like, you see what I mean? Like, rather than just talking about very superficial matter, can we be vulnerable and talk about what's really going on with your close friend and family? Then you would feel like you really met the person. You would feel like genuinely connected. And when you are genuinely connected and be seen by other people, your authentic self, then you become much, much happier, right? So when we feel like as though nobody sees me, yeah, partly because we are all wearing masks, yeah. Why are we wearing masks? Because we are afraid of being judged, yeah. And if you are just wearing your mask and meeting other people in that circumstance, then although we may meet a lot of people, but we feel as though there was no genuine connections, and therefore you feel very lonely inside. So in order to overcome those loneliness, I think we have to be able to vulnerable. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm afraid that is all the time that we have for questions from the audience. I know there's still a lot of questions bubbling up for everyone, but we'd also like to make space for the book signing happening in a bit. But before that, we just have a quick game that the Fully Book team has prepared for me to do with Haemin, if you're game.
Okay. What is it?
He's like, oh no. So it's just a game called This or That. So you just choose between two options. It's supposed to be like rapid fire questions.
Okay. Okay.
You're very much in the here and now. I feel like you'll be fine.
Okay.
Okay. So usually use just a quick answer, whether it's this or that.
Okay.
But in this case, you can maybe
say a little more.
A little bit. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So first off, meditation or mindful walking?
Mindful walking. Yes. I don't like to sit around.
Okay, nice. Good. I would choose the same as well. Reading or writing books?
For me, writing. Yeah, because it gives me time for me to process my emotions.
Kind of creative outlet that that was asked earlier, right? Nature or quiet temple?
Oh, it's a hard one. I like both. Yeah, I like both.
Okay.
Yeah, I cannot choose the quiet temple and nature. I like both. By the way, the first thing that I wanted to go, as soon as I arrived, was Manila Catholic Church. Yeah, Manila Cathedral. Yeah, I went there yesterday. It was really beautiful. Yeah, but somebody told me that if you get married there, urban legend said, oh, you don't know the legend.
No, I don't know. What is it?
They will get separated. They said.
Okay.
I don't know whether it's true. Yeah, I heard all the story while I was there.
All right. So for Haemin, it's a quiet temple in nature, basically. Green tea or black tea?
Green tea, yeah, I like green tea. Yes.
Okay. Writing with music or complete silence?
Writing with very quiet music. Very quiet, not loud music, but quiet music. Yes.
Okay. And the last one is doenjang or gochujang?
된장 and gochujang? Gochujang. Yeah, I like spicy one.
Yeah. So let's hear it for Haemin.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you.
That was just a fun, quick way to get to know a little bit more about you. So again, thank you so much. I learned a lot talking to you, and I hope to apply a lot of those practices